This morning, France seized a British trawler, and the country's maritime minister said the two countries may not be at war, but they are in a fight. This is the boat that's at the heart of the row. It's now being held in the French port of Le Havre. The scallop vessel belongs to Macduff Shellfish. They've denied fishing illegally and say they have become a pawn in the dispute. Let's speak to our Europe correspondent now. He joins us from the French coast. Adam, what is the latest?
Well, as you said, we have what is a pretty rapidly escalating diplomatic row over something that on the face of it seems fairly trivial in the great scheme of things, and that is a relatively small number of boats from France who have not been given a licence to go into a certain coastal water zone 6 to 12 miles off the coast of the UK and some around Jersey. Now, those talks about licences are going on. Priti Patel, the Home Secretary, has said that she wants to see them continue. The European Commission is the mediator there. And yet the French government has decided that things have just dragged on for longer than they can tolerate. They say that they have reached their limit, and they said that they were going to introduce reciprocal, effectively, revenge measures on Tuesday of next week, which would involve checks on enhanced checks at customs, and also British fishing vessels being banned from ports like this one. This is Boulogne-sur-Mer. Very, very important for British fishing vessels. Now, the French say that they haven't been granted the licences they deserve. Now, the UK says they've granted 98% of licences to EU vessels. The French say that's disingenuous, that actually it's the French who are really suffering, and that there are a vast number of licences outstanding. The UK denies this, and today a British fishing vessel, the Cornelis, has been taken in, as you said, into Le Havre under French maritime patrol vessel, and has effectively been seized. Now it faces legal action. The French say that it was fishing without a licence. The owners of that vessel deny that, and so that they consider this to be a vexatious dispute. And this does have the capacity, I think, to escalate quite significantly. We've heard from French fishermen who are already talking about the possibility of a blockade, where they might not need that if the French authorities block harbours like this one. And the UK, which says that this is disproportionate, even illegal action, is talking about taking their own reciprocal arrangements. And at the moment, as ever with political disputes, you see that both sides probably want a deal, but they're not giving themselves much wriggle room. When you have the French maritime minister, the French Europe minister, both going on the airwaves this morning, talking about not just a battle, but saying you have reached your limit, effectively accusing the UK government of lying, then there isn't much space for them to back down. Emmanuel Macron, the French president, has got an election next year. He wants the votes in northern France. He thinks fishing is a totemic issue. On the other side, you've got a British government which sees that in the Brexit debate, fishing there too was a very important subject. And goodness knows, a year ago when we were going through those Brexit trade negotiations, look how important fishing was there. And also sprinkle in the ripples from the Northern Ireland Protocol. But on that one, remember that idea about it being determined by the rules of the Brexit trade agreement is also being played out here. British diplomats are at pains to say that they think they are sticking exactly to those rules, but the French want some kind of exception. Exactly the sort of thing that European nations complain about when they are negotiating around the protocol. The simple fact is that at a diplomatic level, there is clearly enormous tension between the UK and the EU, but specifically between the UK and France, who frankly, in a diplomatic way, look like a couple of rams butting into each other at the moment, spoiling for a fight. Spoke to union officials here in the past hour or so that they really want a resolution to this. They say that fishermen from France and Britain need to coexist. They are so close to each other. They don't want a blockade. What they do want are licences and permits and an end to this row. And that deadline, Tuesday of next week, is only 5 days away. The French say they will back down if they see significant progress. But really, is that going to happen in the course of 120 hours? Neither side wants to be seen to blink first. both sides, I suspect, want to see some kind of resolution.
OK, Adam, thank you so much. Adam Parsons there, our Europe correspondent, talking to us from Boulogne-sur-Mer.